Moral injury. Most people have heard of burnout. Or post-traumatic stress. But not everyone has heard of moral injury. Though related, moral injury is uniquely different in that it involves an act that violates your deeply held moral convictions. People in every setting are susceptible to moral injury. Though more research is needed to better understand moral injury, there are things you can do to recognize and mitigate its effects. So what is moral injury? Moral injury is sometimes referred to as a deep soul wound. It occurs when a person sees, perpetrates, or fails to prevent an action or event that goes against their deeply held moral beliefs. Some examples may include an administrator who alters documents to demonstrate compliance with regulations, a doctor who has to choose from available, less effective treatments because the best treatment is not available. Or a child protection worker who is not able to protect a mistreated child. Can you think of when you were faced with choices that went against your morals? Many in helping professions experience burnout. Though burnout is related to moral injury, burnout fails to consider the deep emotional wounds that broken, inefficient, and irrelevant systems create. Physical symptoms may be described as burnout, but the emotional toll of moral injury goes much deeper. When a person experiences trauma, their emotions tend to be fear and helplessness. Whereas when a person experiences moral injury, they feel guilt, shame, and anger. In addition, when a person experiences trauma, their basic need for safety has been violated. While moral injury violates the basic need for trust. People are often reluctant to get help for moral injury because even though they are feeling the effects, they may not recognize there is help. There is often shame and stigma associated with moral injury. Individuals may be worried about job security or even legal consequences if they tell someone about the circumstances that led to moral injury. The good news is, there is help for moral injury. Clinicians are discovering effective interventions that are helping people mitigate and recover from its effects. Here are some strategies that can help. Acknowledge moral injury. Hopefully this video has brought some awareness and understanding so you can clearly see how you may have been impacted by moral injury. This is a great first step. Work toward forgiveness. People who don't hold grudges are happier and healthier than those who do. You may need to find a way to forgive others who have perpetrated moral injury, or you may find that you need to forgive yourself. Develop self-compassion. It is often helpful to create a story about the circumstances that led to moral injury and clearly describe your own role in it, leaving nothing out. Then, imagine sharing this narrative with a kind, compassionate role model. This could be a coach, mentor, someone you trust. As you share your story with this imagined person, visualize their feelings towards you. Imagine their compassion and forgiveness for you, and accept it graciously. Now offer these same gifts to yourself. Consider telling your story to a real person, someone you trust. This may be a family member, clergy, counselor, or your EAP. Often the judgment we expect from others is exaggerated and a product of our own negative imagination. Significant healing can come from sharing things that cause us guilt or shame, especially if the receiver demonstrates love, compassion, and forgiveness for you. Don't allow the things you're regretting to define you. We all make mistakes. Resilience is the idea that we can bounce back from adversity, struggles, or things beyond our control. Ask yourself, is there something good that can come from this experience? Going forward, how can you live in line with your values? You can't change the past, but you can direct your future. You don't have to struggle alone. Moral injury can have deep, lasting negative impacts, but help is available. Call your EAP for free and confidential help in recovering from moral injury. EAP is here for you.